In the event that you put Betelgeuse where the Sun is, it would stretch out to the orbit of Jupiter, colossal, entirely unsound, and ready to detonate. It is among the greatest blasts of radio energy in the universe, producing more energy than 1 billion suns. Betelgeuse, a red supergiant star, if placed where the Sun is, would reach the orbit of Jupiter. Gigantic, entirely temperamental, and ready to explode. When we consider stars, we probably imagine small, glossy things in the evening sky, as this is how we see them from Earth. However, stars are something entirely different. One of the greatest stars, Betelgeuse, happens to be much larger than our Sun. For many years, this star has puzzled researchers, but recently something more concerning has been happening with Betelgeuse, making scientists and experts extremely worried. Join us as we explore the astonishing news about Betelgeuse, its looming annihilation, its potential detonation as observed by the James Webb Space Telescope, and how this new development will affect our universe and life on Earth. As explained by physicist Michio Kaku, Betelgeuse is a massive marvel, a star that has captivated cosmologists for so long. The first discovery of this star came from the Greek stargazer Antonius. Betelgeuse is so enormous that it can be seen in the night sky from Earth, especially during winter. If you are into astronomy, you've likely heard about or seen this star. It is the rosy orange star that marks the upper left shoulder of the Orion constellation. Betelgeuse is ancient and one of the most brilliant stars in the night sky. However, one feature of its brilliance is that it fluctuates. It doesn't remain steady, and this change is one of the exceptional properties of the star. Let's take a closer look at some of Betelgeuse's unique properties. Most stars we see in the sky are far from Earth. The closest star is 4.2 light-years away from Earth, which is billions of miles. If you don't understand the concept of light-years, consider this. If you traveled at the speed of light for an entire year, you would cover a distance of 186,000 miles per second. The distance light covers in a year is equivalent to 1 light-year, which is billions of miles. So when we say the nearest star is 4.2 light-years away, we mean it is billions of miles from Earth. However, some stars are much farther away, and Betelgeuse is one of them. Betelgeuse is located roughly 600 light-years away from Earth. If you were to travel to it at the speed of light, it would still take 600 years to get there. We can't move that fast, and not even our fastest space rockets can reach such a distance. Yet, despite being so far away, this star shines so brilliantly in our sky. Betelgeuse's immense size contributes to its brilliance, which is why we can see it so clearly from Earth. Betelgeuse is about 500 times larger than our Sun. Its radius is thought to be 1,200 times that of the Sun. Unfortunately, when viewed through modern telescopes, Betelgeuse appears as a disk in space, whereas other stars appear as small points of light. This appearance is thought to be due to the reactions happening at the outer layers of its atmosphere. As for mass, Betelgeuse weighs around 12 to 19 solar masses. A solar mass is the standard unit of mass used by astronomers, equivalent to 2 × 10 to the power of 30 kilograms. Researchers are uncertain about the exact mass of Betelgeuse, as there are no other planetary bodies orbiting it for comparison, and we cannot measure it directly from Earth. However, it is at least several times heavier than our Sun. The brilliance of Betelgeuse ranges from a magnitude of 0 to plus 1.6. To put it in perspective, Betelgeuse is many times more brilliant than our Sun, earning it the nickname Red Goliath. The brilliance of Betelgeuse doesn't remain constant. It fluctuates. This fluctuation is due to its throbs or pulsations. Betelgeuse expands and contracts, and when it grows, it becomes brighter. When it contracts, it dims. This cycle can last anywhere from 10 to 100 days or even longer. A unique property of Betelgeuse is that its surface is covered in dark magnetic spots. These spots have a much stronger magnetic field than the surrounding areas, and they hinder the flow of hot gas to the star's outer surface, making the star cooler in those regions. Despite its size and brilliance, Betelgeuse is cooler than our Sun because it has many more of these spots. The spots on Betelgeuse can be twice as large as Earth. Betelgeuse also boasts a magnetic field multiple times stronger than the Sun's. This magnetic field causes the gases on the surface of Betelgeuse to appear in loops or arcs when viewed through a telescope. Betelgeuse's surface temperature is around 3,500 Kelvin, which contributes to its faint red color. Although Betelgeuse is a red star today, it wasn't always so. About 10 million years ago, it was yellowish, similar to our Sun. Over time, its color changed to orange and red, and around 1 million years ago, it gradually became the red star we see today. This has led scientists to believe that the star is aging. Betelgeuse emits several times more energy than our Sun. If it were closer to Earth, it would be a fierce competitor to our Sun. The fact that Betelgeuse, located 600 light-years away, can still be seen with the naked eye is striking. Our Sun is only 8.3 light-minutes away, which is why it is so powerful. If Betelgeuse were only slightly closer, we would be able to see it during the daytime. But if it were to replace the Sun, it would consume or displace the Earth and the other planets near it because of its immense size. Even if Betelgeuse were the same size as the Sun, it would still emit more radiation. Betelgeuse, also known as Insect Jew, is located in the Orion constellation, roughly 600 light-years from Earth. Its size makes it one of the most striking stars in the night sky, easily visible due to its sheer magnitude. Betelgeuse is multiple times bigger than our Sun, with its radius potentially encompassing the orbit of Jupiter. It is not the most massive star, though, with an estimated mass ranging from 12 to 19 times that of the Sun. The brightness of Betelgeuse fluctuates regularly, ranging from magnitude 0 to plus 1.6. This variability is attributed to the periodic expansions and contractions of the star, which cause it to become brighter when it expands and dimmer when it contracts. These throbs, lasting from days to months, give Betelgeuse its dynamic appearance. Betelgeuse's surface temperature is relatively low, about 3,500 Kelvin, which gives it a red hue typical of red supergiants nearing the end of their life cycle. As a red giant, Betelgeuse has exhausted its hydrogen fuel and now fuses heavier elements in its core. This process causes the star to expand, and its atmosphere is full of complex phenomena, such as dark magnetic spots that prevent heat convection and cool the star's surface. Despite these cooler areas, Betelgeuse remains a massive, energetic star, but it will eventually meet its end in a dramatic supernova. The supernova will be an intense explosion that outshines entire galaxies for a short period, releasing energy equal to what the star would have emitted over billions of years. The core of Betelgeuse will collapse under its own gravity, triggering the supernova. The outer layers will be expelled, creating a nebula, a cloud of gas and dust that could give birth to new stars. Depending on the mass, the remaining core may become a neutron star or collapse into a black hole. While the supernova of Betelgeuse is inevitable, it is a rare and fascinating event in the universe. The explosion will have profound implications, especially in the distribution of heavier elements essential for the formation of planets and life. Although the supernova will be visible from Earth, it is not expected to pose any danger, as the radiation will be too diffused by the time it reaches our planet. The study of Betelgeuse and other massive stars offers astronomers crucial insights into stellar life cycles, how stars evolve, die, and contribute to the formation of galaxies and planetary systems. Despite its eventual death, Betelgeuse's influence on the universe will persist through the elements created during its final moments, which will help shape the next generation of stars and planets. Betelgeuse has fascinated astronomers for centuries, especially due to its position in the Orion constellation. Its impending transformation into a supernova marks the end of a long history, but its legacy will live on in the cosmic dust and new stars it helps create. Recently, the scientific community has become even more interested in Betelgeuse due to its unpredictable behavior. The star's unusual dimming in 2019 and 2020 sparked speculation that it was on the verge of a supernova. Physicist Michio Kaku explains that while the dimming was unusual, it wasn't a sign of an imminent explosion. It was likely caused by a large cloud of dust or gas temporarily obscuring the star's light. Kaku further explains that although the dimming was remarkable, it doesn't mean that the supernova is about to happen. However, Betelgeuse is definitely in the final stages of its life. When it can no longer support its outer layers, it will explode in a brilliant supernova. This event will create a burst of energy that will outshine the sun, but because Betelgeuse is so far away, it won't pose any harm to Earth. The supernova will be a unique opportunity for astronomers to study the event in real time, as these types of explosions are hard to observe. The supernova will also contribute to the creation of new elements essential for life, continuing the cycle of stellar evolution. Betelgeuse's eventual explosion will provide astronomers with clues about the future of our Sun. Although the Sun is much smaller than Betelgeuse, it will eventually evolve into a red giant in about 5 billion years. While our Sun will not explode in a supernova, its final stages will be similar to Betelgeuse's death, offering insight into our own Sun's eventual fate. As the scientific community prepares to monitor Betelgeuse's final years, the event will serve as a reminder of the wonders of the universe and the transient nature of stars. The explosion of Betelgeuse, when it happens, will be a spectacular reminder of the dynamic, ever-changing universe we live in. A significant aspect of writing involves creating a rhythm and flow that captures the reader's attention. For example, sentence structure plays an important role in guiding the reader through the narrative or argument. Varied sentence lengths can help emphasize key points and maintain engagement. Short sentences tend to create impact, while longer ones allow for more detailed explanations or descriptions. When crafting content, it's also crucial to think about the audience. The way information is presented should reflect the level of familiarity the audience has with the subject matter. Writing for a technical audience requires precision, using specialized terminology and clear definitions. Conversely, writing for a general audience demands simplification and clarity, ensuring that even complex ideas can be understood without prior expertise. In addition to structure and audience considerations, the choice of tone influences how the content is received. A formal tone is appropriate in academic or professional settings, where objectivity and authority are key. On the other hand, a conversational tone may be more suitable for blogs, social media, or personal essays, as it fosters a sense of connection between the writer and the reader. Another element of effective writing is coherence, which ensures that all parts of the text are logically connected. Transitions between paragraphs or ideas help maintain this coherence. Words like therefore, however, or in addition can guide the reader seamlessly from one thought to the next. When writing, it's helpful to revisit earlier sections to ensure that the flow remains consistent throughout the text. The process of revision is indispensable in refining a piece of writing. Initial drafts often contain ideas that need further development or sections that can be trimmed for conciseness. Revising involves reading the text with fresh eyes, which may also include reading it aloud to catch awkward phrasing or inconsistencies in tone. Peer review or seeking feedback from others can provide invaluable perspectives and identify areas that need improvement. A powerful way to strengthen writing is by using vivid imagery or examples. This not only helps clarify abstract concepts, but also makes the content more engaging. For example, describing a setting with rich sensory details can transport the reader directly into the scene. Similarly, incorporating anecdotes or case studies adds a personal touch and allows the reader to relate more directly to the content. Another useful technique is to employ rhetorical devices, such as metaphors or analogies. These can make complex ideas more accessible by comparing them to familiar concepts. For instance, explaining a scientific process through an analogy related to everyday life can bridge the gap between technical knowledge and lay understanding. Metaphors can also create a more evocative and memorable experience for the reader. In academic and professional writing, citing credible sources is an essential component. It not only provides authority to the writer's claims, but also acknowledges the contributions of others in the field. Proper citation practices ensure that intellectual property is respected and that the work remains credible. It also gives readers the opportunity to verify the information and explore the topic further if they choose to do so. Lastly, consistency is key. Consistent use of terminology, formatting, and style strengthens the overall quality of the text. This extends to things like grammar, punctuation, and spelling, which can significantly impact the readability and professionalism of the final piece. Ensuring uniformity throughout the document will enhance the reader's experience and reinforce the integrity of the content. When it comes to effective communication, clarity is paramount. Whether in written or spoken form, the goal is to ensure that the message is easily understood by the intended audience. Achieving clarity often involves careful planning and consideration of language. For instance, avoiding jargon and overly complex phrases can make your writing more accessible. Simple, straightforward language tends to be more powerful, especially when trying to convey important ideas quickly or to a wide audience. Understanding the context of a piece of writing is also crucial. The purpose of the writing, whether it is to inform, persuade, entertain, or reflect, shapes the approach and style. Informative writing, such as textbooks or reports, requires a focus on facts and neutrality. Persuasive writing, on the other hand, demands the use of compelling arguments, emotional appeal, and a structured format to convince the reader of a particular viewpoint. In contrast, narrative writing often leans on storytelling techniques and character development, which may require a more personal touch. The process of drafting is often nonlinear. Writers may jump between stages, revisiting their initial ideas, adding new ones, or refining what's already been written. The first draft rarely represents the final version of the text and should be seen as a work in progress. Often, it's helpful to allow a draft to sit for a period before revising. This distance can provide a fresh perspective on the work and make it easier to identify areas for improvement or revision. One of the key skills that help writers create strong pieces of content is the ability to self-edit. Self-editing involves scrutinizing your work for errors, redundancies, awkward phrasing, and inconsistencies. It's important not to rely solely on automated tools for this, as they may miss nuances or stylistic issues. Reading through your work with a critical eye and focusing on each sentence helps identify flaws that might otherwise go unnoticed. Seeking external feedback can further elevate the writing process, as others might point out issues you hadn't considered. Effective writers also consider the structure of their work. A clear and logical structure helps the reader navigate the text easily. In most writing, the basic structure includes an introduction, body, and conclusion. The introduction sets the stage, introducing the topic and establishing the purpose of the work. The body delves into the details, presenting the core arguments, evidence, or stories. The conclusion wraps up the discussion, offering a summary or a call to action, depending on the type of writing.